Hey guys, Jacob with Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors. Hope everybody's having a great Monday morning. As usual, I'm here on Monday in the off season at home today. We are not working currently on Mondays because it is our slow season being in the boat industry. So we're taking this time today to kind of prep and get ready for the upcoming duck season here in Louisiana. So what I'm doing today, guys, is I bought some new motion decoys this year, and I'm adding them to my spread. If you listen to the latest episodes that we talked about motion in our decoy spreads and how I'm a firm believer of motion decoys, what I like to do is every year I tend to add a few more new motion decoys to the spread. And this year I picked up a couple of these Lucky Duck motion flappers on sale. And I've become a huge fan of Lucky Duck. I've mentioned that as well in previous videos. I just think the detail on Lucky Duck products is really good. They've been ultra reliable out in the field, and I've never had any kind of issues with any of the decoys that I've used from them. They have a realistic paint scheme on them. I find they look, real realistic. It looks like a duck. They have a soft shell on these particular ones, and there's several options on this particular decoy that I like a lot. First being, I like the battery pack on it. So you'll notice that it runs on a regular battery that you see in a lot of different decoys. And it comes with a little case here that you put it into. And I'll show you guys in a second what I'm talking about, but it's very easy to hook up. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hook our negative wire up to the negative on the battery. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our red wire and hook it to positive. Just basic stuff as far as getting power to the decoy. So I got that. And then there's a strap that you could go ahead. It's a nice heavy duty Velcro strap that goes right over the top of the battery. And you could strap it in, the battery into it. Let me get that just the way I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and strap that in, the battery. There we go. And then we're gonna put it back down into the decoy, which is in the belly with Lucky Duck products on these particular ones. So I'm going to go ahead, put it into the decoy, and as you guys can see, it just clicks in place. That's one thing, that's a big feature that I like with Lucky Duck products, is that their motion, spinning wing motion decoys like this, you don't have any kind of battery in the back of it that's rattling around as the decoy is flapping. It keeps that battery stable. It keeps it, weighted perfectly on the pole for whenever you do put it on the pole, and it's ultra quiet, very, very, very quiet. So I like that a lot. Another thing that I like is that with all Lucky Duck products, or just about every one that I've ever used, they have a remote port that you could put a remote control in, that you can operate the decoy off of a remote. And if you have multiple Lucky Duck products, you could do multiple ones with one remote. So I really like that feature. Sometimes I use the remote, sometimes I don't. It just depends on my situation and kind of where I'm set up and how I'm hunting. You have a power switch on the bottom of this particular decoy, like you do with most spinning wing decoys, traditional spinning wing decoys. But something else that's very, very simple, just a simple idea that I like a lot, is the charger that comes with it. So on the charger, it comes with a connection on it that you could take the battery out. If you decide to take the battery out, it has your regular alligator clamp, connectors to connect to the battery and charge it. But what I like to use is that I take those off, and then they have a port, just a regular plug-in port. This goes into your outlet, obviously, and then they have a port on the decoy belly itself. And this is how I typically charge them. I like this because it's a lot quicker. I don't have to pull the battery out. I don't have to do none of that. And then what I do is I go ahead, I'll turn them around here, and you can see I got one charging that I've already taken out of the box. So I just go ahead and I plug them in from that point. So what I'll do normally during the season, I'll keep a big power strip with me. You familiar with the power strips that you use in your home? I'll keep a power strip with me in my bag that I carry all my decoys. I have a slot bag that I carry all my motion decoys. So I'll carry a big power strip with me, and I'll line these up after the hunt. All the motion decoys that are rechargeable, I'll line them all up on a table, and I'll plug them into that power strip, and I'll have everyone recharging at the same time. I really like that feature. It's efficient. It's something that you could do quickly without having to go charge one and then come back, unplug it, charge another one. I do them all at one time, and I have my decoys ready to go for the next day. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to get these Lucky Duck decoys charged up. We just about have them. I'm going to take the poles out of the pack. I'm going to take the wings, get all that stuff collected and together. And then we're going to pull some more decoys out, and I'll show you guys some other ones that we use as far as motion goes. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so to show you what I was talking about, what I'll do is I'll use one of these large power strips like you see right here. This one has several ports on it, right up to 6 ports on it actually. So I could charge up to 6 of my Lucky Duck decoys, motion decoys, on one strip. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get more motion decoys added to my spread. So I'll probably simply just add another one of these this year too, to be able to charge them quickly and effectively overnight whenever I need to make a hunt the next morning. But like I mentioned, this is what I carry my motion decoys in for the most part, which a lot of you probably use a slotted bag for decoys already. As you can see here, I have all my motion decoys from Lucky Duck that I use. These are the HD splashers. I have a Battleship, which is the swimmer. And then I also mix in a couple of other decoys, which I'll show you here in a second. So yeah, this I find works very, very well. It protects them. It does protect the paint. These decoys here are a couple of seasons old, and as you can see, they still got very good color on them, and they look nice. You know, they still look nice. So that's what I use. I find it works well for me. I keep all my wings for all the decoys in one little bag here. So all my wings are there, and this is my bag that I keep my chargers in. So this is all chargers for these particular decoys here. And I just try to keep it organized. It's all about organization, because once you get going in the season, sometimes it could be tough. If you're not organized, you could definitely have a lot of headache when you get out there in the morning to get to the duck blind. So I'm going to show you guys. I'll pull out a couple of more styles of decoys that we use, and I'll share that with you in just a second. So let me get to taking these out and unpackaging them. Okay guys, so now we have all of our decoys charging. As you can see here, this is what I was talking about when I talk about being able to charge them all at one time due to the power strip. So it looks like a jumbled mess, but I kind of have a system to it. When I get home and I'm hunting here, not too far from the house, I could go ahead and I could put them here on this charger, get them all knocked out. And you can see all my Lucky Duck Splasher HDs up here. We got all these Drake mallards and my one hen, which that's something that I really want to focus on, getting a couple of more of these hens to mix in, because not all of them, of course, in the field you want to have as green heads, but that tends to be what I've been able to catch on sale at the end of the season. So that's what I'm working with as of right now. But got my decoy bag slotted out. Sorry, I know I'm moving around a lot, guys, but that's all my floating pads, that's all my wings here, and I'm ready once my decoys are charged up, which it looks like most of them are charged from the end of last season. So that's a good thing. It looks like they held a charge really well over the all season when I stored them. But I'm going to show you also something that I added to the mix this year, which is not really something new. It's just it's a different brand. In the past, if you're looking for, you know, a budget decoy, motion decoy to add to your spread, then guys, don't be afraid to shy away from the Mojo doves. Or in this instance, this year I added 3 of the Lucky Duck HD doves. Once again, with Lucky Duck, you still get that center battery compartment. Now this particular model decoy does run on AA batteries, so you can see them there. That's going to run on AA's, but I still like the idea that it's built into the stomach of the decoy, and it comes with a really nice set of wings. It has the on-off button here, and to be honest with you, it just looks like a little bit more realistic than the Mojo version that I've used previously. That you have this, you know, the middle part right here with the stick coming out of it, or the base coming out of it. So I added those. You can see here, this is one. I've put the batteries in it. And do not be afraid to use doves in your duck spread, guys, because I have found over the years, especially areas that have a lot of teal, where you do get a good bit of teal coming in, even in big duck season, they will decoy to these dove decoys just as well as they will to to a teal decoy, you know, or any of these other decoys that you see here that I have on the table. I've made a believer out of some of my friends that hunted with me that were a little skeptical on that, and I promise you they will decoy to this not really knowing, because I think it's more of the spinning wing aspect of it. They see those wings, especially where we hunt in the timber. You know, we'll put them, some low to the water, we'll put some back in the woods against the tree line. Buttonwoods, if we hunt buttonwoods, we'll set a couple of these up in the buttonwoods next to our teal decoys if we're using regular teal decoys. And we've had birds decoy straight in and never flinch, never flare off of them or nothing. And they're a fraction of the cost that you could get a teal decoy. These typically sell for about 29 bucks. If you catch them at the end of the season, sometimes you could get them as low as about 20 bucks, which is where I got these. I got these at Cabela's on clearance at the end of the season for right around 20 bucks a piece. And they come with a really good pole. So they have a longer pole than the Mojo brand poles on the Lucky Ducks. They do come with a little bit longer extension pole. Something else they have is a foot peg on the bottom of them to where you can push it down into the mud. And it's just a heavy duty nice pole that works really well on this particular decoy. So it'll go straight in right here. The dove sits on there, and it does create a nice setup for it. You just wrap your little band right around that hook and you're ready to go. So I love adding, dove decoys because they are less expensive, like I said, than some of the teal decoys and some of the big duck decoys, and the ducks decoy to them just as well. So that's a little tip that I can share with you guys. So we're gonna get this stuff completely charged up. Like I said, get it all ready to go. And then we should be ready to go as far as decoys in the next couple of weeks, guys. We're gonna plug them all in, make sure the wings are spinning, make sure everything is good to go. But hopefully this gives you an insight to what we use on our spread. And I do have a couple of other motion decoys that I'm gonna get ready here in a second, such as the Higdon Pulsator, a couple of motion decoys that throw water. So I like to mix it all into my spread, guys. Motion is the ticket for us and having some success down here in Louisiana, especially on public land whenever we get highly pressured birds. So hopefully this helps you too. But until next time, guys, this is Jacob with Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors. Y'all have a good day. Also, guys, we did forget, if you like the video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't subscribed already for more duck hunting content just like this that we brought you today. If you like it, subscribe it, share it. We really appreciate it. And from all of us at Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors, we appreciate you, and we'll see you in the outdoors, guys. Y'all have a good day.